What's good, fam? Agent O here, and today I have the Figma Saitama figure, aka the Cape Baldy, aka One Punch Man. And I'm finally happy to get this guy. Pre-ordered this figure all the way back in July, and now it's finally here. I actually should have had this review up over the weekend, but I was a little lazy and I had other stuff going on, so I couldn't really get to it like I wanted to. But anyway, this is the box art for the figure, standard Figma, whatever. I don't really give a fuck about box art. You know, nobody gives a fuck about it besides, I guess, maybe the graphic designers that made it, and they probably don't give a fuck about it either. So let's get this guy open and get to reviewing. And here is Saitama. I just gotta do a little camera adjusting. And here he is in all of his One Punch Man glory. I do want to point out that while I was taking pictures with this figure, I accidentally broke the plastic cape. So yeah, there's that. I mean, you could simply fix it with a Figma joint. You can buy those on eBay or whatever. I'm probably not going to, but I'll get to why later on in the review. And for now, I'm just going to remove this cape, which just fits in with a peg on the back, as you can see. And we'll get to that Hot Mess Express in a little bit. That is this cape. I want to talk about the figure for now. And I think Figma did a really good job with this with Saitama. I do like the fact that he has a kind of like a normal body type, you know, just the way Yusuke Murata draws him in the comics, you know, when he's not making him actually punch stuff and you see all the muscles and stuff pop out. I actually was hoping that Figuarts would get a hold of this toy, only because I feel like they could have done this and maybe accentuated the proportions a little bit, just so you get a little cross between the super muscular Saitama that Murata draws when he's punching stuff and the normal body type. But this is really, really good. I don't have, you know, that's just a little wish of mine. It's not really a nitpick or a aesthetic critique or anything on my part. I like this. I like what they've done with it. I like that there's enough space underneath the arms for his arms to go down at his sides. I like his little blank face expression. I think they got that off really nicely with the from the comics. Shed some light on that right there. Looks really good. Could have been cool if we had the okay meme face or whatever, but I'm happy with this. I don't really have any complaints. You know, the colors are right. The sculpt is good. I do like the folds that they've sculpted in his costume. I mean, there's no complaints. Articulation is there, since he's not like a big bulky character. All the the standard Figma joint system that they have works for this toy. He doesn't have a bicep swivel. It's all right there in the shoulder joint, which is just basically a ball swivel connected to a ball joint, or ball peg, I guess I should say, connected to a ball joint on the inside, as you can see. You can see that in there. So you get full rotation, nothing wrong there. Head is on a peg, which is on a ball swivel as well. I do kind of dislike the gappage when you put his head all the way up that you get right there in the neckline. I mean, you can bend it down and you can just kind of tilt the head to make up for it, and it's not as bad. But then he stands kind of like this, and so I kind of don't like that. So it kind of would have been nice if they had a little bit more go down into the chest cavity. He doesn't have double jointed elbows. He just has the single ball swivel. But you know, you get this much bending. Ball peg. Also for the hands, nothing wrong there. My torso is loose on this figure. This I think is more of a QC than anything else, because it was like this right out of the package. I'm not sure if it was like that for other people. I did take it apart just to see, and I don't know what I'll do to make it stronger, because I think it's just where it goes into the hips. Maybe some hairspray down there into the ball socket might help make it a little tougher, but other than that, I mean, it's not bad. It's just that, you know, I can't get him to hold the pose when I arch his back. So when I'm doing like flying poses or jumping poses and I want his back arched a certain way, I can't really get it. Also, he does have hip swivel, and he's got ball jointed thighs, and he's got the thigh swivel on the interior, a lot like the SH Figuarts. This is the, I haven't bought, the last Figma I've got was the Guyver Figma, so it's been a while since I've gotten a Figma. I just recently got the Guyver 2 female, which I'm going to review after we get done with this. So those are the only Figmas I've gotten in a while. He does have the ball swivel knees. I hate when, this is one thing that turned me off to Figmas in the beginning, is that the fact that they don't sculpt these sometimes, and I don't like the way these stick out. You know, if they had sculpted them to fit with the back of the knee like they should, it just would go a long way to making this figure really cool. But he does have ankle tilts, toe point, and his feet bend back that far. They don't bend forward that much, but it's not bad. I don't feel like you need them to bend forward a whole lot. But I mean, that's really it for the articulation. Like I said, it's well articulated. There's so much, you have enough range of motion on everything that you're not going to have a problem getting him in the poses that you need to get him in. So there's no complaints there. He's a very posable guy, and you have no problem making him look heroic and having him smash everything. Now to get to this cape. I used to be indifferent to plastic capes, but I don't like this cape. I'd like the sculpt. The sculpt is good, but I just don't like plastic capes anymore. I could go either way, but they really should have used a cloth wired cape for this figure, and not just because it's a better look overall. And once again, peg hole, plastic peg, fits right in there to hold the cape in, and you can remove the peg if you're gonna use the Figma stand. You can just remove this plastic peg. Figma plugs in as like so. So for those of you that may not know, but this, when both halves of this cape are on the figure, it really weighs the back of the figure down, and it makes standing him up hard. Usually I can use plastic capes like on Figuarts. I can kind of get away with using them to as like a makeshift stand whenever, to, like, you know, for certain poses that you wouldn't be able to get with when they're just standing on both legs. But with this one, you can't really stand him the way you want to when you have both halves on. This other piece really adds a lot of weight, adds just as much weight. So like I said, it would have been better if they had just used a cloth cape, and I'm going to customize a cloth cape. I'm just going to get rid of this other piece, and I'm going to basically loop the cloth around this peg piece, and that way I can still use this top part and use this peg attachment piece, and I'll just put the cape on that way, and it's going to be wired, and it's going to look a hell of a lot better than this. So also, the other thing I dislike about this cape is, even though I like this mold, it impedes him being able to bend his head back. You can kind of fake it by pulling the head, pulling the peg out of the socket, out of the neck socket, to get him to look up. So when you're doing, flying poses, or jumping towards, and you can fake it that way. But it's just unfortunate that this isn't back a little further to allow more range of motion. But that is my gripe with the cape. Other than that, I also wanted to get to the accessories, which he doesn't come with a whole lot. He comes with a spare head, and it's a yelling open mouth head. Looks just like Yusuke Murata's art, so there's that. And you know, obviously the shaping's a little different. It's a very nice, well painted, well sculpted head. I got no complaints whatsoever there, and you know, it fits on pretty easily. He also comes with his Heroes Association coffee cup. If I can get it out of the glass packaging, because it's a bit of a pain. Comes with the Heroes Association mug, and you can see the emblem on there, the insignia, and it looks really good. I probably should take a picture of that because it's very highly detailed. And you know, and it's got the green tea on the inside too, so nice little attention to detail. He does come with a hand. Once again, I will always big these up, these poly bags that Figma does that come with the toys and the little hand tree for storage. Every Figma review I do, I will mention this because this is ingenious and it's so helpful when you're a collector and you have just so many figures and you're trying to keep track of everything. He has a hand, this hand specifically to hold the tea. Oh. There we go. He has that hand. That's the so he can only hold it in his left hand because they did not make a right hand, but it is there specifically for him to grip the tea. And he comes with, you know, your standard assortment of your open hands. He has gripping hands to put objects in. He has relaxed posed hands, and he has, you know, this special hand too. So really nice, good sculpts. No complaints there. They look like he's wearing gloves, obviously. No complaints whatsoever. He also has one other thing that he comes with, which are these folded arms. They're fixed. I'm not going to put them on in the review just because it's kind of time consuming. I do have pictures and it's pretty self-explanatory. There's a peg hole here, there's a peg there. You just put it in, and bam, there you go. And then they fit in. But I would put these arms in separately. You know what? I'll just do it for the review. I wasn't going to. It's kind of self-explanatory. Just pop the arms off, like so. Pop these on. And I would put it on like this. I wouldn't put it on with the peg already in, with the left peg in the right female hole. I would put the arms on first, and then put them together. And bam. It's real simple, real quick, real easy. I love the way this looks. You can adjust the arms. I like it so the shoulders are up. And it looks good. It looks really good. I actually prefer this to I think Figuarts does it a different way. The only figure I have that does this, that has a folded arm thing, is Piccolo from the Dragon Ball Z figure line, and that's it. And I think the arms are all ready together, and you just put them on. I can't remember. It's been a while since I messed around with it. But yeah, this works really nicely. I love it. It's a nice little feature or you know, accessory. But I do kind of wish he came with more stuff. I kind of wish he came with another head, maybe another stern action face, serious face or whatever, and of course the okay meme face that's popular in the meme culture today. I also wish he would have came with his little plastic grocery bag with the green onion leaf sticking out of it. That would have been a nice, cool accessory to have. And I mean, he doesn't really need much because he's One Punch Man. But those would have been cool accessories to have with this figure. All in all, I mean, despite the cape and, you know, a little bit of nitpicks here and there, I think this is a pretty solid figure. I'm happy to have this in my collection. I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing Genos or Genos next. I don't know. I call him Genos because it's because he's, I think his full name is Genocide. But anyway, I like this. I can't wait for them to do the next one. If you like One Punch Man and you're a fan of the anime, I would definitely scoop this guy up. It's worth it. Make a custom cape. Let this be motivation for you to make a custom cape for this character, because I believe he needs it, because fuck this shit. But that is going to pretty much do it. I've got nothing else to add, so leave your comments and your criticisms and your congratulations in the comment section, if you will, or if you so choose. Hit the subscribe button and all that fun stuff that goes along with that. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, because feedback is always welcome. Constructive feedback and criticism is always welcome. And that is going to pretty much do it. I am Agent O, and I am out. Peace.